Welcome Year 3 teachers to our planning day for maths next term. Next term students will be learning about symmetry in maths. So this is just a rundown of symmetry and how to apply it in the classroom. So the natural phenomena is symmetry. It can be found in the Australian curriculum under Mathematics Year 3, Measurement and Geometry, Location and Transformation. The code is ACMM G066, and that strand is Identify Symmetry in the Natural Environment, and that comes from the Australian curriculum. An elaboration on this is identifying symmetry in Aboriginal rock carvings or art, identify symmetry in the natural and built environment, and that's what we're going to be focusing on with a little touch of Aboriginal art and carvings. So the way in which I explain this to my students is that symmetry is when you cut or fold something in half and both sides match. I would introduce reflective symmetry with a range of basic images as I've got here, which is everyday images that students are very familiar about. And these all have a line through them to show the other half of the shape and reiterating the reflective symmetry of each shape. I will then show an image that is part of the natural world, and that is an Aboriginal art. And again, this shows reflective symmetry, and I'll get students to come up and draw a line of symmetry. Now this can be vertical or horizontal. It still shows that both sides match when folded in half, and that's a reflection of the other half, so reflective symmetry. I also will repeat this step with another natural environmental image of a snowflake. Students are very aware of snowflakes, I'm sure, and what they look like. And these images have come from Bing Images 2016. I'll ask the students to confirm and predict whether the image shows symmetry, and then ask the students to draw a line of symmetry. And again, repeating and telling them and getting them familiar with that symmetry is folding or cutting something in half that both sides match. And we can see that when we draw the line of symmetry down the middle or at the different points. The next slide introduces another two images of natural symmetry, a butterfly and a leaf. Students are given a hard copy of these images with grid paper to make it a little bit easier for students to draw and match either side. And this demonstrates the students' understanding of what they believe symmetry is and how they can apply that to the natural environment. And students are then given another paper and asked to colour the image to show symmetry. And then once this is done, an extension of this lesson can be to cut out this image, have a pin in the middle and rotate the image and still find the lines of symmetry, and that is extending on rotational symmetry. An extension of rotational symmetry based on reflective symmetry. When these tasks are completed, students will gather back onto the floor and discuss their findings and their demonstrations of symmetry, and students can be taken out to the natural environment of their school to find other objects around the school, in the natural environment or in the built environment that are based on symmetry, and reiterating what symmetry is in the natural environment. So again, future lessons can incorporate art and Aboriginal art into the activity and introduce the next concept of rotational symmetry by having Aboriginal art and the pattern that they've created. Teachers can also have mirrors and show that rotation and show reflective symmetry, and that all incorporates together through the Australian curriculum. And yes, thank you very much.